Whether you're already an avid Sony shooter or you're getting started with your first Sony camera, today we're going to quickly explain the different video formats, specifically for the FX3, Sony A7S3, and the ZV-E1 because they have the same menu systems, but this should work for any Sony as well. Right after this. Have you ever considered the reason you don't know what you want to do is simply because you haven't done enough things? Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Joe. I'm not your average Joe, and I'm a veteran turned filmmaker photographer, and I'm here to help you find the creator within and turn passion into purpose. Today, we are talking about video formats and the difference between the different types of 4K and HD inside of your Sony camera. We're going to quickly explain that, so without further ado, let's get started right now. Switch over to the video aspect, and when you come here to the menu and you go to image quality, you're going to see file format here. You're going to click on that, and now you're going to see we've got 3 different types of 4K, 2 different types of HD, and to really quickly explain it, so the XAVC-S 4K is a standard 4K that Sony uses, and if you've ever used a Sony camera, that's the 4K that's on the A7 III, the A6400, or any of these cameras to shoot 4K, right? So that's a standard 4K. You come here, the XAVC-SI 4K is the highest quality, biggest file size 4K. It's the most that you can push it. For me, I don't find it necessary to get a file size that big because I'm using a 128 gig memory card, and when we come up to 4K here and come out of this menu, you can already see that I can shoot for about an hour, right? And so I don't want to push it any lower than that. And if you come up here to the XAVC-HS 4K, it's kind of the one in between the S and the SI. This one's kind of like in the middle, but you got to be careful because only certain types of computers can actually process that footage. So I like to shoot in this 4K, the S, but before we do that, I like to go into the HD, go to the movie settings, and you see you've got your frame rate and your record settings here. The biggest thing with this camera is the 422 10-bit. So I go over and I select all of these here and I switch them up to the 50 millimeter. I switch them up to the biggest file sizes and the 10-bit options. We go through, right? 60, 30, 24. Just make sure you switch them all up to the biggest file size and the 10-bit right there, just to get the most out of that, right? Now we're gonna go back and we're gonna do the same thing with the 4K. Again, we wanna get the most out of it. So for the 60p, see we're only an 8-bit, we wanna come up to 10-bit, just to make sure we get the most color and quality and crispy footage, because this camera is insane, right? And just like that, that's another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you got something out of today's video, if you learned anything, consider subscribing down below and become part of the family today. I look forward to seeing you in next week's video. So yeah, we'll catch you then. Thank you.